Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Higgin. You are watching King 5 Plus, and it is time to get you ready for the biggest Mariners game in franchise history. I repeat, tonight is not only the biggest game in Mariners franchise history, this is also one of the biggest sporting events in Seattle sports history. The Mariners just one win away from making it to the World Series for the first time in franchise history. Tonight, it is Game 7 of the American League Championship Series between the Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. We will hear from the players, the manager. We've got Jake Wittenberg, Ariel Arsuto in Toronto. Sebastian Robertson is in Seattle at T-Mobile Park. King 5 Plus, dream big, we stream big. And tonight, we will get you ready for this big game. The Mariners, they took some batting practice earlier today. There will be a few changes with the lineup. Josh Naylor will bat third. Victor Robles back in the lineup. Dominic Canzone will start on the bench tonight. Mariners hoping they can get something more from their top three hitters. Tonight, the top three hitters, they were 0 for 11 last night. Getting the start tonight on the mound for the Mariners is George Kirby. He was not great in Game 3 against the Jays, but Kirby has pitched well in big games before. In his first 4 career playoff outings, he allowed just 3 earned runs on 15 hits, 2 walks, and 3 hit batters with 20 strikeouts over 18 innings with a 1.50 ERA. His one start against the Jays, well, it didn't go great in Game 3. Kirby was upset about that Game 3 performance, and he seems dialed in for tonight.
Super honored. Gonna go out there and give my best.
Hey, George. Vlad Jr. has been a big presence in this series. I just wonder what your mindset is going into him in a potential Game 7 here.
He's a good hitter. We have ideas how to attack him, and we just gotta get inside a little bit, make him feel comfortable,
George, it's well documented you have experience in these kind of elimination games. How does that give you confidence going into tomorrow?
I love pitching under pressure, and super glad I'm able to get Game 7, so yeah.
George, what did you learn about their lineup when you faced them in Game 3?
They're aggressive. You got to hit your spots and not get too mix your pitches a lot. Make sure you get ahead.
All right, so it's George Kirby for the Mariners tonight. We'll talk more pitching in a second. Let's head out to Sebastian Robertson, who is at T-Mobile Park tonight. They had a great crowd there for Game 6. I expect a bigger crowd tonight for Game 7. Going to be a wild night. You got the Seahawks game tonight at 7 o'clock. You got a watch party at T-Mobile Park. Sebastian, how's the mood there right now?
Hey guys, so for those who can't be in Toronto, the ballpark is open for business. Some 8,000 fans are going to come in here. It is do or die for the Mariners. It is an impossible situation, maybe not impossible. It is an amazing situation that the Mariners are in. I've got my friends from Redmond here. Tell me, well, first of all, you're wearing the wrong gear.
Well, we're double duty in it tonight, because we got the double header here, with the Seahawks after this. So we're here with my pops, and, we're just excited about the whole situation.
How do you shake off these losses and come back and get the win when it counts?
Well, this team has been behind the 8 ball all season, and they find a way. They just find a way. And so we're in a good situation. If we were sitting here at the beginning of the year saying, hey, we have one game to go to the World Series, we would take it all day long. So we're in a really, really great situation.
I want to talk to your pops here. You remember when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl? What would it be like for the Mariners to get a win here and go to the World Series?
It would be outstanding. I went to Super Bowl 10, so that's a few years back.
All right, well, maybe you'll be the good luck charm for today's game. Go get a seat, have fun, enjoy.
Go Mariners, go Hawks.
All right, a lot of fans doing double duty here, Monday Night Football, and it's hard to even say this out loud, but the Mariners can smell the World Series. They can see it on the horizon. It's all up to the guys on the field now to see if that's going to be a reality. Back to you.
All right, Sebastian Robertson hanging out at T-Mobile Park tonight. A watch party taking place there for the Mariners. Seahawks game. We just heard from some Seahawks fans doing double duty tonight at the watch party, going over to the Seahawks game at 7 o'clock. Going to be a crazy night in Soto. Now, we mentioned George Kirby getting the start tonight, but it's pretty much all hands on deck tonight, except probably Logan Gilbert would be the only Mariners pitcher that won't have the chance to pitch tonight since he went last night. Now, if Kirby struggles early, he needs to have, Dan Wilson needs to have the bullpen ready to go. Keep in mind, if you're watching the game tonight, if Kirby is struggling mid-inning, expect to see a reliever, a Gabe Spire or Edward Bizzardo, come in to clean up the inning. Now, if Kirby pitches 3 or 4 solid innings, there's a chance we see Brian Wu or Luis Castillo come out and start the next inning. Starting pitchers do not like to come in mid-inning. They love the relievers to take care of that. It is going to be a chess match tonight. You cannot make a mistake if you're a manager. There is no Game 8. With that in mind, here he is, the manager of the Mariners, Dan Wilson.
Lineup question, because you don't usually change it up too often, but you got a little different look in there today. What kind of went into bringing Victor back in and moving some guys around?
Yeah, I mean, really, Victor's just the only change, and you know, looking at you know, how he has swung the bat, and I think more or less the energy he brings to our club and the energy he brings to the lineup, and you know, some of the things he can do on the bases and whatnot. So a chance to get him in there today, and you know, kind of you know, again, make a little bit of an adjustment, change things up a little bit.
Dan, a lot of your guys have talked about embracing the pressure and the expectations of the stakes. I know that might be stressful to do at times, especially from your vantage point, but why can that be beneficial to have that mentality?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's number one, it's undeniable. I mean, there is, you know, that it does exist, and you're not human if you don't feel some of that, you know, for a Game 7. We've kind of gone through it in Game 5, and you know, we talked about understanding it and you know, at least acknowledging that there's something on the line, and then being able to channel that in the right direction, I think is key. And, you know, these guys have done that all season long. We've been in situations, you know, particularly down the stretch in September where you've kind of had to win. You know, you had to win that night, and I think these guys have developed a good strategy on how to deal with that. And so, you know, that's all part of embracing what's ahead of us. And tonight, you know, Game 7, it's an incredible opportunity, and I think these guys see that for that, and you know, we'll go out there and do what they do.
Dan, did you give any consideration to starting Brian at all today? And if you bring him in relief, would you do so at the beginning of an inning? Could you see him in the middle of an inning? How would you see him being used?
Yeah, you know, I think, you know, this was you know, George's game tonight. I think, you know, that's where we had kind of gone all along. And, you know, in terms of the bullpen tonight, you know, you know, we say all hands on deck. It's definitely that tonight. You know, we'll have just about everybody down there, just about everybody available. So, you know, I think how we use them, how it looks, will depend largely on how the game rolls out. But I think that the thing that is the most exciting is just, you know, the guys want the ball, that they want to be in there. They want to be the guy to be, you know, in the moment. And you know, that's we've got a bullpen full of guys that want that. And that's the good news.
Dan, it's been kind of rare that George has had an outing where he's kind of got rocked like that last time around. What have you seen in the moments where he has his ability to kind of work through that and bounce back, and how different is it when it's the same lineup that he's going to face the next time around?
Yeah, I mean, you know, George is, you know, I think, you know, we've seen him rise to the occasion. And, you know, I think tonight's game, you know, in terms of what's riding on it, the emotion that's going into it, all those things, I think George does a very good job of handling and turning into a positive. And so tonight, I foresee George going out there and doing what he does at a high level, and that, you know, getting ahead with quality strikes, you know, and creating that either weak contact or swing and miss like he does. And you know, that's the George that we have seen in big games, and that's the George that we hope to see tonight.
Dan, we've seen the Blue Jays lineup get hits when it's over the plate, get hits when it's on the edges, get hits when it's outside the strike zone. With all the strikes, obviously, the Mariners throw, it comes down to tonight. How do you best approach a lineup that 1 through 9, mostly 1 through 9, has the ability to hit it far and also just make great contact? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is the challenge. But again, I think keeping the count in our favor and making good pitches when we're ahead, and getting them to hit the pitches that we want them to hit. And that's really what pitchers try to do anyway, and that's what we're going to try to do with this lineup tonight. They're not always going to get hits off the plate, and more times than not, they'll get weak contact on those or swing and miss. So that's how we're going to attack it. And I think as a pitching staff, bullpen and starters, that's our strength. And I think at this stage of the game and going into a Game 7, you go to your strengths, and I know George is going to go to that and continue to be successful.
Dan, what is your message to the team tonight? What are you going to say in the clubhouse prior to them going out?
Yeah, I mean, just remind them who they are. This is a team that has come a long way, and just remind them of the things that they do well. And I think we've talked about it a lot, but before games and before big games, we've talked about identity a lot as a club, and these guys just going out there and doing the things that have helped them be successful all season long, and offensively. Getting runners on base, grinding out at bats, driving the ball into gaps, and then on the mound, attacking the zone with quality pitches and inducing the weak contact or swing and miss. I mean, that is what we do, and that is how we'll win Game 7 as well.
All right, there he is, Dan Wilson, manager of the Mariners, having to make some tough decisions before the game even starts. As we go through it again, Julio Rodriguez once again will lead off, followed by Cal Raleigh. And Dan has decided to move Josh Naylor up to the third hitter. Jorge Polanco will bat cleanup, followed by Randy Arozarena, Gino Suarez, J.P. Crawford. Leo Rivas is back in the lineup. You got to say Rivas, one of the best middle infielders in baseball right now. I like having him at second base. And one of the big moves, Victor Robles now in right field tonight. I think this is another strong move by manager Dan Wilson. Dominant can zone. He hit well at the end of the season, during the regular season, during the playoffs. It's been a different story for Dominic Canzone. Just 3 hits and 27 at-bats. You do the math. That's a 111 batting average. Not great. Victor Robles, better with the glove in right field, provides a little energy there. So I think that's a strong move from Dan Wilson. What's going to be interesting tonight is this pitching situation. Who do you go with late in the game? If you have a Bryce Miller, a Luis Castillo, do you use them instead of a Matt Brash in the 8th inning? It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a fun one to watch tonight. We do know one thing. If the Mariners get into the 9th and they have the lead, you will see Andres Munoz, one of the best closers in all of baseball. All right. One of the best here at King 5, Jake Wittenberg. He's been outside Rogers Center battling Blue Jays fans for several days now. He joins us with hopefully a Mariners fan tonight. Jake, take it away.
Yes, we got 2 great Mariners fans, a mother-daughter having a special evening, Kim and Jill from Sammamish. Whew, all right, you just said you were a little nervous. How are you feeling right now?
Hopeful, for sure. Game 7's exciting.
Yeah, it sure is. What are your thoughts right now, my friend?
I'm feeling sick to my stomach, but super excited.
So the 2 of you were at the game last night. Not the outcome you wanted. So what are we looking for this evening?
Hopefully some more offense. Would like to see some more guys on base and perhaps not double plays to end innings.
Yes. little adjustments, as manager Wilson just said. Who's your favorite player? Who you're rooting for the most tonight?
Oh, Cal Raleigh for sure. Yeah, we have just been following him, and we just think he's amazing, and we could use some more home runs tonight.
Yes, a couple of those would be nice. And it's a trip across the continent to be here, the 2 of you. Just must be really memorable.
Oh, for sure. Very excited.
Yeah, no matter the outcome, Game 7 is just a riot. Right?
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
All right,
Go Mariners.
Go Mariners. All right,
Go
you
Mariners.
Go Avs. All right, we'll see you inside in just a little bit, you two.
Yeah.
Have fun tonight. Have fun. You only get 1 Game 7, first ever. We'll take you inside from warm-ups as well. Just before the game, we were watching the players. Motion. We also talked to fans, Chris, who lined up early to see their heroes, to get some autographs, and they got to meet several players throughout the week. But tonight the players seemed all about the business, but the fans, they are pumped. Walk me through your signatures here. What you got? I'll hold it.
Okay, yeah, we got Brandon Wu. We got Spire here. I'm trying to get Cal Riley, JP, Julio, my son's a big fan, so this is really for him. Why not? I think we get too caught up in moments of I have to save for this, I have to put off for this, and you get paralyzed by that. So why not just go be a kid again?
How you feeling?
Nervous, but excited. I don't know. I feel like we went to game 4 or 5. Yeah, it was game 5 in Seattle on Friday, and I think I feel kind of the same.
Yeah, the stories, Chris, have just been phenomenal. Mother-daughter, as you just saw there, fathers and sons, all preparing for this incredible evening ahead of them. 48 years of the franchise, 27 outs away from what happens tonight. Just an amazing night, no matter how you slice it. These fans in for a show, Chris. Back to you for now, my friend. We're going to go and talk to more fans.
Hey, Jake, I want to throw 2 questions at you real quickly. I'll go in order.
Yeah.
Number 1, I saw on your Instagram earlier today a picture of you as a young boy wearing a Mariners jersey. What's your feelings right now? I mean, you are on the cusp of watching history tonight in Toronto.
You know, you think about those early days, right? Mom lets you wear your Mariners jersey. You're rooting for a team. It's that disappointment, and it just continues throughout the years. You're rooting for, I'm thinking of Ichiro, Kyle Seager. You're all throughout the years, all of our favorite players, of course, Griffey and Edgar. Of course, Edgar here tonight. It feels like the wholeness of it all is coming to tonight, right? I talked to Rick Riz before the game tonight. I said, Rick, how you feeling? You've been here for 40 years as well. And he said, I'm not nervous, but it does feel like this is the culmination of this entire franchise all in one night. I just have chills, Chris, as I know you do. Finally, a Game 7 to root for. I mean, it does give you a lump in your throat to think about what's ahead here.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff right there. I'm going to ask question 2 when we come back to you the next time around. But, Jake, great stuff. Coming up next, Ariel Arsuto will join us from the Rogers Center in Toronto. We'll hear from Julio Rodriguez. That is next on the Mariners pregame show, coming to you right here and only on King 5+. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Mariners pregame show, coming to you on King 5+. Do or die, win or go home. Game 7, whatever you want to say tonight is big. I've been watching sports in this city for 5 decades. I don't remember a whole lot when I was 1, 2, 3, or 4, but I'll tell you this, I've never felt so much buzz around the Mariners than I have this season. From opening day to the All-Star game with Cal, to Ichiro at the Hall of Fame, to Cal's historic season, to winning the American League West, to beating the Tigers in 15 innings in Game 5, to Gino's grand slams against the Blue Jays. You want this story to go on. It has simply been an amazing year. Ariel Arsuto is inside Rogers Center and has another preview.
We are on the doorstep of history. The Mariners have never played in a World Series game, and they're only one win away. Yet, they've never even played in a Game 7. So throw all the records out the window and just get out there and have some fun. That's at least what Julio woke up hoping to do.
Definitely really excited. I should say, like, this is my first time being part of a Game 7, and, they say in sports that there is no, better two words than that. So I'm very excited for today.
Julio, you've talked all October about embracing the pressure, embracing the expectations. Why has that been such an important mentality for you and this team to have?
I would say when you embrace something, you kind of see it for what it is. You don't try to add more to it. I feel like when you do that, like, you're able to be more present and, like, kind of, taking the situation for what it is, and be yourself in it.
Julio, with a Game 7, do you need to fight the urge to try to do that little bit extra, a little bit more, or do you lean into the moment of what's in front of you tonight, and how do you kind of approach it?
I feel like that's the right way to do it. Like, we've been here by being who we are, by playing our baseball, and I feel like that's something that you have to double down. There is no need to do more. I feel like everybody have been doing it the whole year. We've been playing baseball the whole year, preparing the whole year, and that it came down to one game. You're just doing one more of the same thing. I feel like that's a mentality we should take in this Game 7.
Julio, the last time you guys faced Bieber, your home run was the only thing that the Mariners got off of him. Can you take us back? What's it like facing him? What are kind of your cues and keys when you face Shane Bieber?
I mean, he's a really good pitcher. Like, he's been in this league doing what he's been doing for a while, and like that, he's a really good pitcher. That that you got to go out there and compete against him and trying to get your pitch, because he also got obviously like his plan, and kind of you got to bring it to your own zone.
Julio, what makes this clubhouse so special, and what has being a part of this team meant to you this year?
I would say like the brotherhood that we have with each other. I feel like we really get along with each other. We really like to play for each other. And I feel like that's something that separates us, and a few of us have been playing together for a while, and like I feel like we definitely see each other as brothers, and I feel like that's what we're able to go and take a field and compete for each other.
That brotherhood has gotten them through a lot of tough times this year. They're hoping it can get them through just one more to capture that elusive American League pennant. From Rogers Center in Toronto, Ariel Arsuto, King 5 Sports.
All right, some great stuff right there with Julio Rodriguez. Game faces are on inside, outside. Jake Wittenberg firing up Mariner fans. Jake, after last night's big battle that we had with Blue Jays fans, I'm not sure I'll be allowed back in Canada. I know you're in there. How are the Blue Jays fans feeling? Are they feeling still pretty confident like last night?
Oh, yeah. The heckling has already begun, Chris. And I want to give you an update to that, let's call it, situation last night. The guy who we were talking to live last night in the postgame came up to us, sober this time, introduced himself as Graham, and said he's pumped. He wants to come do a redo after the show. So it is on. Round 2 is on tonight, but he is in good spirits. The fans have just been great. It's been a lot of fun. We spoke to some Mariners fans who got in early to see their heroes tonight. One little guy from Bellevue, Jack Soriano, got some great autographs. Look.
We got Carlos Vargas, Gabe Spire, Brian Wu, Bryce Miller, Andres Munoz.
The fact that I could come out here with my son and make the trip out here, just means a lot. I hope he's old enough to remember all this. So, yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
The game today is a big game, so we got to cheer extra loud, Seattle.
Cheering extra loud, Seattle, very cool. We have not seen a lot of other Mariners fans out here on the bridge outside of Rogers Center in the last few minutes. A lot of Blue Jays fans, obviously, and a lot of passion. We've been out here for 4 games now since Game 1 and Game 2, Chris, just outside in Toronto, and the hot dog guys here. We've become close friends, it feels like. It brings nations together, baseball does, doesn't it? USA and Canada. It's the battle of these two nations tonight in Game 7, buddy. Back to you.
Grab yourself a hot dog, Jake. You deserve one. Great work there. Hopefully, after this is all over, we'll be celebrating in the post-game show together. Great stuff. Thank you much, buddy.
Let's do it.
All right. Here's a look at the starting pitchers one more time. Once again, George Kirby getting the start for the Mariners tonight. The Jays will go with right-hander. His name is Shane Bieber. He's pretty good. Shane Bieber 1-0 in the postseason. This will be his third start. He gave up 4 runs over 6 innings of work. Good enough for the Game 3 victory.
It'll be no different than the other games of this series. It's a it's an opportunity for every single one of us to go out there and do what we can to win.
Shane, what did you learn from facing this team in Game 3?
Just to be myself. I feel like I have numerous ways to attack guys and to get guys out, and so as long as I go out there and execute, I think I'll put the team in a good chance, good position.
All right, there he is, Shane Bieber. By the way, if the name sounds familiar, he pitched in 2014 in the West Coast League. It's a summer league for college kids, one of the top baseball leagues in the country. Shane Bieber, pretty good in 2014. He was an all-star for the West Coast League. All right, tonight, if Cal Raleigh or Geno Suarez hit a home run, they will break the record for most combined home runs in a season, including playoffs, among teammates. Right now, Cal and Geno have 116 home runs this season. You're asking maybe at home, who else had 116 home runs as teammates? Well, Geno and Cal are currently tied with New York Yankee greats Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. 1 home run from one of them, they will break Mantle and Maris's record. All right, for more on the Mariners, here is Ariel Arsuto.
Game 7 show you who a team is at its core, and the Mariners have resilience coded into their DNA. They had 4 of 5 of their starting pitchers come back from injury this season. They overtook first place in the division in an unstoppable September. And who could forget the 15-inning thriller? They came back from it all, and they did it together.
Yeah, I think the guys here have responded well, especially after some tough games. And today it was that we were in the fight all day, and like I said, we never gave up. We kept having tough at bats, and like I said, sometimes it's baseball. That's how it goes, unfortunately. And take that tomorrow and try to enjoy what is ahead.
You really just got to play baseball. It's a game at the end of the day. I said this earlier. Lights a little bit brighter, crowd's a little bit louder, but at the same time, you still got to play baseball. You got to control your at bat. You got to find a way to get a guy over and get a guy in. You got to find a way to throw strikes, play defense. It's the same game. It's just a little bit louder.
The resounding feeling in the clubhouse last night was that of "Que sera, sera." Whatever will be, will be. They'll leave it out on the field tonight, and the rest will take care of itself. From Rogers Center in Toronto, Ariel Arsuto, King 5 Sports.
Okay, I mentioned the Seahawks are also playing tonight. Mariners are actually 6-0 this season when they play on the same day as the Seahawks. We got Ariel and Jake in Toronto. Paul Sylvie is at Lumen Field with a preview of the Hawks. Paul, it's all yours.
Well, Chris, you can bet that just about every TV monitor in this building will be tuned to the Mariners throughout this Seahawks game against the Texans. You can watch the Seahawks and Texans right here on King 5, 7 o'clock kick, and the Monday Night Football. Awesome as usual. It's a great day to be a Seattle sports fan. Triple header, Kraken, Mariners, Seahawks. And I should tell you that they went around this building and put 65,012 flags all over these seats. So fans here are ready to go. Football, baseball, you name it. It's going to be rocking tonight here at Lumen Field.
All right, there he is, Paul Sylvie, with a preview. As he said, it's going to be a very busy day in the city of Seattle. The Seahawks taking on the Texans tonight. And, of course, the Mariners have Game 7 tonight. First pitch, 5:08. George Kirby against Shane Bieber. You win, you head to Los Angeles to take on the Dodgers in the World Series. The first time the Mariners have ever played in that World Series. All right, that is going to do it for us right now. Buckle up, grab a seat, grab some popcorn, get ready to go, grab some loved ones because you could be watching history tonight. It's going to be a big one, and we'll be right back here on King 5 Plus. Hopefully win. We'll be here if they lose just in case as well. The post-game show right as soon as the game is over, coming to you only on King 5 Plus. Thank you for watching our special Mariners pregame show. We'll see you right back here after the game.